Now, the research and commentary that I've done on the solar flare effect on human consciousness, especially when the people are overloaded with this natural energy, all things under the sun. As we talk about this, by the way, on a day where there's a little bit of air pollution blocking out some of the rays of the sun, it's important that people that look at solar minimum, the effects of even a grand solar minimum, that they too understand this is bigger than crops, but we can see the effect on some people when X marks the spot, when the combination of factors, cause and effect, come together. In certain places, it could be ley lines, it could be magnetics, it could be something that we already understand, maybe something that we don't understand. But places like Portland, Oregon, where I've been, maybe places like, maybe some city where you're at, people being more affected by those changes when the sun is more active, when there are geomagnetic storms, and humans receiving that information, receiving that light, responding to that change in energy. It magnifies what's already there. This is what I get into in my ebook, and is a subject that I'll be expanding on. In my own words, simple terms, without even necessarily using scientific terms, but also trying to show where the two meet. It's a little soggy here in this wetlands area. So it's important that people take a look at what Eli Ritchie is covering over at Son of Hightower, the YouTube channel. Take a look, for example, at that video that he did in a live stream that I caught yesterday, where he's showing the individuals, Antifa, several individuals with brass knuckles chasing a cameraman. And so I'm here to tell you that there really are reasons why you might see like a period of peace for a few weeks and a few months when it comes to some of these demonstrations and whatnot. And then you might see an uptick, a sharp uptick. Whether the actual organizers of some of the demonstrations or not are aware of it or not, right? Their actual events might be coinciding, and they often are. This would also include Charlottesville. Now that occurred during a full moon, and so did other events hosted by Patriot Prayer in Portland, Oregon, in conjunction with full moons. So whether they were conscious of it in the actual planning of the dates, there is an actual conjunction. There are also people involved, probably on both sides, that have admitted to their use of witchcraft, and I'm seeing more of that type of behavior from today's society, attempting to work with spirits, the misuse of the elemental forces, even outside of this left-right divide, even with others in the world of YouTube entertainment and fear porn, the attempt to summon particular spirits to favor particular humans in the algorithms. So we're seeing various manifestations of corrupt humans. Also, when you watch Eli Ritchie's video, I'll leave a link, right? At the speed in which he's watching some of these clashes, right? It seems like it's a demonic infestation. Even the people in the comments, subscribers to his channel, seem to get it, that on both sides, you just seem to see a lot of the same craziness behavior. And one of the things that Eli was commenting on is the groups evolve, one might think, right? Or came to a certain level of, figure out which way we're gonna walk. Looks like there's a guard dog over there. Walk in the middle of a road. What ended up happening was the group started a street boxing match. And from there, instead of those people being at odds with each other, they were like giving each other high fives and stuff. Like violence brought them together, even if they had differences politically. They came together over punching each other in the head. And that so much like validates a great deal of what I've been saying about, go back this way a little bit. It validates so much of what I've been saying about a culture of violence, feeding on violence, and people that are violent, lower spirits, maybe part of a different soul group family that's not here to make things better, but to turn our world into a hell. That's why you can see people on the left and the right, Democrats and Republicans, silent about the issues that matter, while their followers box in the street and shake hands afterwards. That's what was probably the most telling. As Portland prepares for collapse, Eli Ritchie being the only Portlander at present that I'm aware of, talking about those issues that matter from that perspective. I'm personally a little harsher on the followers of the current puppet, but there's a lot of great stuff that Eli covers, and he's not inside the left-right paradigm. And there's a lot of parallels in our own life experiences living there in Portland. So the people in the Grand Solar Minimum crowd can see when the sun's more active during the solar minimum, people are losing their shit. As people talk about crops, as people talk about other futuristic scenarios, asteroid strikes, meteorite strikes, are they also talking about the sun's impact on consciousness? And if we know that it can be, this is probably a great way to complete the video, if we know that it can go both ways, either positive or negative, based on the consciousness of the actual person experiencing the change, what can we do with regards to meditation, martial arts practice, writing, reading, inventing things, starting new conscious positive movements? You know, there's a reason why I'm speaking about something like this in an area where people are vacationing. Even me thinking about these things, even me speaking about those things that got me kicked out of jury duty, talking about what a farce of a court system, making me swear an allegiance to its God, right? When I pray to the true God of this universe and pray for protection from the lower forces in this world. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the only thing that's protecting me or has protected me or is watching my back. I made mistakes legally 20 years ago. I've been disarmed. I don't rely on the same things or assume the same things are the only things that will protect me or keep me alive. I have a different mentality. I have a different understanding, already recognizing divine intervention in our lives. So will there be divine intervention for the human species from a solar event? Are the people saying that that's doomsday completely wrong? Are there some people that act like they want to help people absolutely ass backwards with why these things are taking place spiritually? Why this seems to be the last dance? I'm Alex Ansary signing off from rural Colorado.